everyone, welcome back. It's great to have you here today. Today we'll be revising indices. Please get your pen and paper ready and work through these questions with me. First, let's go through some general rules. If we have a to the x times a to the y, that is the same as doing a to the power of x plus y. If we have a to the x divided by a to the y, that is the same as a to the power of x take away y. Remember, fraction is just division, so instead of writing a to the x divided by a to the y, what I can also have is a to the x over a to the y, and that should give me a to the x take away y as well. If we have a to the x to the power of y, then that means we'll have a to the power of x times y. And if we have a b to the power of x, that is the same as a to the x, b to the x. Remember, a to the power of 1 over 2 is the same as square root of a. A to the power of a third is the same as cube root of a. Therefore, if we have a to the power of 1 over x, that is taking the xth root of a. So by combining the previous two rules, if we have a to the x over y can be written as 1 over y times x. So that is the same as a to the power of 1 over y to the power of x. That means take the yth root of a and then raise it to the power of x. And then finally, we have a over b to the power of x, that is a to the x over b to the x. So let's go through some examples. Let's start with an easy one, 25 to the power of a half. So that means square root of 25, which will give us 5. 49 to the power of negative a half. Now we can break down negative a half to negative 1 and a half. So we can do 49 to the power of a half and then to the power of negative 1. Square root of 49 is 7. 7 to the negative 1 is 1 over 7. Moving on to the next one, 1 over 8 to the power of 2 over 3. 2 over 3, I can write it as 1 over 3 times 2. So 1 over 8 to the power of 1 over 3. That means take cube root of 1 over 8, which is a half. Now we can also do cube root of 1 over cube root of 8. And that will also give us 1 over 2 in the end. And then I need to raise it to the power of 2. That gives us a quarter as a final answer. So another way to look at 2 over 3 is 2 times 1 over 3. If I square them first and then take cube root, would I get the same answer? The square of 1 over 8 is 1 over 64, and the cube root of that is going to be a quarter. The first one will probably be easier because by taking square root first, I'll be able to reduce the number to make it smaller, and then I can square it. Sometimes we have to square it before we can take the cube root. So it depends on the question, and you will have to make that decision when you see the question. Okay, moving on to the next one, 2 and a quarter to the power of negative 3 over 2. Now let's write 2 and a quarter as an improper fraction, which is 9 over 4, and then negative 3 over 2. We can break it down into negative 1 times a half times 3. 9 over 4 to the negative 1 is the reciprocal of 9 over 4, which is 4 over 9. 4 over 9 square root, that gives me 2 over 3. And then I raise it to the power of 3. Our final answer will be 8 over 27. The next one is 2a squared over b to the negative 3 to the power of 3. First, by getting rid of that bracket, we'll have 2 to the 3, a squared to the 3, which is a to the 6. And then b to the power of negative 3 to the power of 3, that will be b to the negative 9. b to the negative 9 is the same as 1 over b to the 9. Dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So 8a to the 6 divided by 1 over b to the 9 is the same as 8a to the power of 6 times b to the 9. Okay, now let's look at this one. Again, negative 2 over 3, let's break it down into a third, negative 1 and 2 multiplied together. 125 to the power of a third, that will give us 5. 5 to the negative 1, that's 1 over 5. And then I square that, that will give me 1 over 25 times by 25. In the end, I'll get 5 to the power of 0, which is 1. Sometimes we will need to solve the equation involving x in the power. So for example, 2 to the power of x is 64. So now find x. What should we do? What we need to do is we need to try to get 64 into the power of 2. Now we know 2 to the 6 is 64. That means x should be 6. Let's make it more difficult. What if I have 16 to the power of x equals 1 over 4? Now 16 is 2 to the power of 4. 2 to the power of x, that should give us 2 to the 4x. 1 over 4 is the same as 1 over 2 squared. 1 over 2 squared is the same as 2 to the negative 2. Now just by comparing the power, we know that 4x is negative 2. So that means x should be negative 1 over 2. Now let's look at the third one. 2 to the x times 2 to the x plus 1 equals 32. When I multiply 2 to the x by 2 to the y, I will add the indices. So now on the left hand side, I should have 2 to the x plus 1. On the right hand side, 32 is 2 to the power of 5. So now if we simplify the indices on the left hand side, we should have 2 to the 2x plus 1. So that means 2x plus 1 should be 5. By solving the equation, we know that x needs to be 2. That's it for today. Well done for making through to the end, especially if you have done the questions yourself. Remember, maths isn't a spectator sport. You have to keep practicing to be more fluent. Happy revising, and I'll see you in the next video.